Hi guys. Um, as you can see, as I haven't got well, I haven't got that much time. I ain't got time for drying of hair or any of that nonsense today. I just want to play this game and actually do some recording and see what's going to happen. So yeah, you know what? That's 30 minutes I've saved. Look at this, 30 minutes I've saved. So, been reading a YouTube. I have been reading your comments. It has been crazy, as you know. Firstly, I want to apologize. I can't remember what your name is, but you're lovely, and I think you might be from Belgium. But when you posted a comment the other day about about taking the headphones off and pressing pause, and I was having, I don't know, was it the morning, whatever it was, I was in a foul fucking mood, and you just happened to be the person that kind of got slammed a bit with my tetchiness. So I'm really sorry. Not like that normally, and I totally know that I can do it sometimes, and so, firstly, really sorry. Um, secondly, yes, I have played The Last of Us. Played both of them, and I didn't stream them, didn't record them. They were very kind of. Well, I did stream the first one, but I played the second one just me, so I could really focus on it, and it was great, and I'm really glad I did it like that. Actually, I am at the moment playing through Detroit Become Human again, and I'm trying to get all of the endings. I'm trying to 100% it. So keeping on going back through and kind of working out how things all fit together. That's really fascinating actually doing that. If you've not done that before, if you've not played Detroit Become Human, it's more of an experience than a game per se, because it's all sort of quick time and so on. So it's not like this, but it's quite something. Yeah, I would highly recommend that if you're looking for um, an experience rather than necessarily a kind of a game. Um, Dragic apparently is at night time, so I will look at that. Yes, I will most likely be doing the Hamish in the epilogue, and I will take a look at the satchel and have a look for that picture. This first session is going to be looking at the journal, because I think I've only done 2 journal sessions so far, so I think I've got an awful lot maybe still to go. So I'm going to do a quick look through the journal and see what Arthur's saying about everything, and then get back into the gameplay. So that's what's going to be today, so I'll see you in a bit. Okay, I think this is where we're up to. I am fairly set. When I looked at the last session that I did on the journal, it looked like it was we just shot Callaway. So much has happened. Um, I can't believe it, because I thought that it wasn't that long since I did a journal entry, but apparently not. So if I do stuff that I've already done, and I'm really sorry, I could only find 2. So I don't know whether I've just not saved one or something, but anyway, here we go. So, God, we're still at Shady Bell. Okay. Kieran, that poor kid we spared from O'Driscoll's gang up in the mountains, is dead, killed by the bastards. He saved my life, and I could not save his. They chopped his head off and tried to kill the lot of us. Mrs. Adler and Sadie. Sadie, man, love her. Fought braver than any of us. She is driven by powerful forces I scarcely understand. That's what love has done to her, I guess. I feel like an animal living out in the mud here. Whole place gives me the creeps. Oh, pardon me. It's really interesting reading a lot of this now, I think, knowing what is going to happen. By the way, and as an answer to a comment that somebody put, I have no idea about this game. I love gaming, but I purposely don't follow get a lot of gamers on Twitter, and I don't read gaming news because I don't want any spoilers. I just don't. I love games too much, and I love that first time experience. And so I was really lucky when I played like Last of Us and Last of Us 2 that I'd had no idea, didn't know the cat like who was in it or anything. when I played Last of Us was only a couple of years ago, so I'd managed to get through the whole thing without, like, managed to get through years without knowing anything. So no, all this is completely new to me, and it's exciting. It's really, I'm just loving it. I'm loving that kind of not knowing what on earth's going to happen and what's going on. It's so cool. Right, sorry, anyway. Seems those of us who thought Angelo Bronte was a lizard in a suit was right, and them as thought he was a gentleman thief eager to help us on our merry way was wrong. Bastards set us up in a trap in town. Told us to rob a trolley station. No money, but the entire police force waiting for us. Dutch nearly died. Yeah, that's when he took a massive clunk on the head. Lenny fought real hard. Oh, that kid is good in a fight and saved us. Dutch is planning some big escape for us all, some grand master plan. Everything we're attempting here seems troubled. I hope we can get out of here alive. Right now, it doesn't seem likely. Dutch is raging about Bronte's deception or betrayal or whatever, quite it was. Dutch doesn't like being made a fool of. Even Micah, with all his teasing and needling, plays it real cool with Dutch. I would not want to be Bronte right now. I cannot see Dutch letting this pass. Too right, he didn't let it pass. God. Oh God, we've got the whole, like, Guarma stuff as well to go. Okay. Went to teach Angelo Bronte a lesson. Taught him something, I guess. Taught him alligators have a nasty way about them. Ooh, yeah, I forgot about that. Dutch is torn between his dreams of escape and his need to prove something or other. I don't quite know what, not sure he does. Wants us to make one last big haul of cash, then flee for Tahiti, retire and become farmers. Where the hell is Tahiti? I guess they don't have Pinkertons there at least. All them years we dreamed of being ranchers out in virgin lands in the west. Not made it out west. Now it's all bananas and coconuts and long boat rides. Guess anywhere the train can get to, the law can get to. No, Dutch probably has it right. This country really don't want folk like us no more. From ocean to ocean, places going law-abiding and decent and dull and rigid until folks have frozen themselves into nothingness. The people in the city are worse and more desperate than the nastiest gunslinger I ever met. They'd shoot you in the back and make you pay. For your own funeral. They show shit on you for sport. They walk past the lost and starving like they can't see them. Keep feeling sick, but I'm sure it's nothing. This damn swamp ain't natural. Oh, this is when he starts getting poorly. Oh, this is when he starts getting the symptoms of his TB. We already know that he's been coughing a lot anyway, on and off, but now the kind of like probably the sort of fever and the nausea is starting. And he's kind of right about this. It's kind of, there's a weird honour in some of the things that the gunslingers are doing. It's very strange, and it's a very, very sort of individual type of honour, I think, but it's got that kind of, I would say, like the Robin Hood-y kind of thing, where you sort of rob from the rich and then don't really do anything with it apart from keep the money. But anyway, it's like a half Robin Hood. Whereas he can see the sort of the thrive of industrialization, and I think he starts sort of seeing how that people are living in abject poverty and having to sell their souls and their bodies and all sorts to just get through life. And to him, that seems like no way to live, because it's not actually life at all. And I kind of agree with him in that, unfortunately. It's kind of the way things are going. But adio Bronte, as in, yeah, cheers. I hope you don't make the alligator sick. Oh God, there's the like the Gatling gun. Oh no! Hosea and Lenny. My lord, what a goddamn mess. Everything. The bank job we planned so hard was a goddamn setup. Hosea got himself killed. Hosea gave himself up to give us time, I think. Oh God, Lenny got shot in the head. Marson got himself arrested and is awaiting trial. We fled, leapt on a ship, sailed into a storm, the ship sank. Whole thing like a dream, like a fool's nightmare. I survived that and being lost at sea. And got washed ashore on an island called Guama. Whatever Tahiti is like, I hope it ain't nothing like Guama. Some nasty bastard named Fusa had the people by the throat and we ended up in a fight with a goddamn army. Javier nearly died. I nearly got killed. Oh man, I'd forgotten that we had the whole Guama thing in the middle of all this as well. Doesn't seem to write very much about it. Met some real decent folk, brave folk living in a land of hell. We got a boat out of there just about after some real nasty fighting. Don't think I met many folk deserve killing more than that piece of shit Fusar. He was friends with Bronte as well. And hadn't, I think, maybe Angelo Bronte was or he'd called the Pinkertons and they were coming over. I can't remember exactly, but they had to get out of Guama quickly. Okay. Upon returning, found the folk again. At least them as ain't dead. But within a few hours, the Pinkertons has found us all. Very quick, just wanting to put it out there as well, as somebody who has had one of the most amazing story arcs in this entire thing, that hasn't been in it very much, but the arc has been amazing, is Sadie. How she has gone from being kept in a basement and being abused after her husband was killed by the O'Driscolls to this absolute force to be reckoned with. I think that alone is amazing. Don't think there's any coming back for her though. I think this is her life now. I think she's now having kind of got her revenge and so on. I just don't think that she can go back to normality, whatever normality is. She's lost her husband. I do think that she is, if anyone's going to carry on being an outlaw, a gunslinger, it'll be her. It'll be her. That's what I think anyway. Oh my God. Old Agent Milton wants us all dead. Yeah, and somehow we survived and are now planning another escape. Not sure what happens next. Whole thing has been hard on all of us. Most of all, I do apologise. Most of all on Dutch, who seems half crazed by all we've gone through. And that's saying, like, he misses Hosea. Turns out I'm not very well. Got tuberculosis. God, that's an understatement, isn't it? Doctor did not know how long I would last. All them bullets shot at me, all them horses through me. Most of them because of me. All them fights, and it was beating up that pathetic little fella Downs that killed me, I reckon. He's the only man I've been near that was real sick. He begged for mercy, and I beat the bastard, and he died. And now I'm dying too. The way of the world. My mind is racing, of course. That monk and that nun, Downs' widow, Abigail, Mary. Dutch when I first knew him, Hosea, my dead pa, the no-good bastard, the whole crowd of people. And what kind of man have I been? What kind of man am I? What world is this that we live in? A land of fury or a place of love? Am I being prepared for eternal damnation? Am I past any kind of saving? Is that all fairy tales? Man ain't got much good in him. I ain't got no good in me. Bullshit, Arthur! You've got good in you. Fucking forced it into you, mate. You're a good man, Arthur. It's just, you're a good man. Well, you certainly are the way I'm playing you. So, I ain't got nothing good in me, I don't think. And yet, I see goodness. I see it, if not in me, in good folk. In Abigail and her love for Jack. In that silly monk. In Downs, I guess. Begging, not for himself, but for the poor, even though he was near starving himself. God, I'd forgotten about that. Maybe I don't want salvation. Part of me has always longed for death. Well, here it comes, I suppose. Somehow got myself involved in the charming business of Sandney culture. The mayor, who knew we robbed him a while back, invited me to his mansion again. Strange man, nice and awful, cynical and caring. Wants to make his city thrive, but doesn't seem to care how he goes about it. Threatened me in order to make me threaten some art professor on his behalf. Why? So the art professor will verify that a bunch of paintings ain't the forgeries he believes, that they are the genuine article he thinks they aren't, in order to fill the people with joy that they're looking at a real work of genius. Not just a good copy of a work of genius. Yeah, I was pretty confused by the whole thing, but I did as I was bid to do, and the professor changed his mind once he saw that I would be happy to turn his mind into nothingness, out the side of a carriage by a wheel near the running ground. I shall make your head smooshy. Yeah, I don't think he said that. He didn't say, I shall make your head smooshy, because nobody says that. Okay. Molly ratted us out. Dutch broke her heart, so she told the law about us. Explained how they find us so easily, I guess. Love does strange things to us all, even stranger than hate. She turned up, drunk and mouthy, and told us all this. She was so pathetic, I wanted to spare her. But Miss Grimshaw put a bullet in her anyway. Guess it was right. Guess there weren't much of a choice. It's the rules. Don't grass on your fam. Don't grass on your fam. Jeepers. I think I need a cup of tea. Beaver Hollow. So this was in our new camp, high in some nasty country. Badlands are as bad as we can find this far to the east. The place we were holed up used to belong to a bunch of murderers. The Murphys, or some nonsense like that, they called themselves. Hello, sweetheart. I'll put my headphones to the side and then you can come up. We shot some of them, but there's more lurking in the woods around this place. Don't think we've got long here before the law or the Pinkertons find us again. I just hope we can keep ahead of them for a while. Or ahead of ourselves. Hey, Hamish. Met a one-legged man, a war veteran. Interesting fella. Said to come by his cabin on the other side of O'Cree's Run. Maybe I will. Hey, gotta love a bit of Hamish. Saw that Downs kid being beaten up, so helped him. Maybe I shouldn't have killed his poor father if I care so goddamn much. What a conflicted fool I've become. Or always have been. Some self-realisation happening here. And then I tried to rescue his mother, who's in the process of getting herself murdered. Maybe she wanted that, I don't know. She looked at me like I am what I am, a killer seeking out salvation. Only I'm not. I don't want saving. I don't deserve it. I just want to help a few folk, and sure as shit owe her. Felt like a fraud and a fool, but at least I did something. Yeah. He doesn't want saving, he doesn't deserve it, but he just wants to help some people before he goes. But isn't that what the path to salvation is? For some insane reason, I went out gathering debts for Strauss. Whole business revolted me. Bunch of sad, desperate bastards, and me their worst nightmare. I had enough of the whole business, so I ran Strauss out of camp. I wonder what happens then if you... I wonder what the journal will say and what happens if you do take the debts, because you have two options: to either release them from their debt or to take the debt. So I wonder, is Strauss still with you? I wonder at this point if you take the money, and I wonder what the journal says. That's quite interesting. I am going to have to play this again and play it in a different way. Hey! Okay. Well, at least I can stroke her whilst doing this. Hello. You're gonna purr at the mic. It's like ASMR, isn't it? Okay. Whole business of loaning revolted me. Turns out it's gonna kill me too, so I guess that's about right. Probably did Strauss a favour running him out of camp. But either way, I could not bear to see his beady little eyes no more. Sight of that poor soldier and his squaw wife will be with me when I die. Who were these fellas? Ah, that's the burial, the burial tomb. I need to go back there. Just can't remember where it is. That's the moose he killed. Went to see that fella Hamish Sinclair. He's quite a sportsman and outdoorsman. Went fishing for pike. Got him in the end. Yeah, we did. We got him in the end. Took absolutely ages. Because we weren't very good. Well, okay. No, we weren't. Wants to take me hunting. Hamish. Not the pike. The pike wants to... Very good, Arthur. Very good. Amusing. Okay. Again, doing Maire Lemeau's dirty work. I think that's how it's spelt. His first name is Henri, only he spells it Henri. Guess my French is nearly as bad as my English. Now I was threatened into threatening a newspaperman into donating to the noble cause of truth and learning. I had to make this guy support a library. He didn't want to. Then he did. Oh, that's the penitentiary from the air, from the hot air balloon. Ah, here we go. Sadie Adler and I rescued Marston from prison where he was awaiting hanging. Spied on them in a balloon, an event which was an amazing and awful, and I thought would kill me quicker than this illness. Later, Sadie and I rescued him while getting shot at. I did it for Abigail, of course, in her own way, the finest woman I know. But also for Jack, and I guess Marston himself. I kind of like him. That's what I think I mean, that's obviously, that's kind of links to what he said to Sadie. Possibly in the last session or the session before, saying, whatever happens, you need to, you're going to go. Try and figure out how to get off. Sorry. To basically say, said you need to make sure that that they make it. Sorry about this. Like it's this floor keeps on like it rolls my chair. It's really uncomfortable. Said no matter what, can you please, you need to make sure that Marston, Abigail, and Jack make it, because I guess he sees in them the sort of the potential of good and a future and wanting to get out of this life and actually make something for themselves and actually be what he wishes he'd had with Mary, I guess. I think he probably sees in them a future which he wishes that he'd had the opportunity to have if he hadn't have been the person he is, I guess. This is all just me bullshitting my way. Like, it's just thinking on my feet. We've argued over the years, but I've grown to care a little for him. He's less of a fool than he was, and maybe he can have the luck that has eluded me. Jack's an innocent little boy. In him, I see what I missed. We did it, Mrs. Adler and me, and then got attacked by Dutch. I went behind his back, sure, and he never likes that, but I suppose the years of blind loyalty are at an end. Loyal, yes, but not blind. Not until he opens his eyes to the hell we are in and who his friends really are. Micah, I no longer trust whatsoever. Hey, I was ahead of you, Arthur. I didn't trust Micah from the first moment I met him. In fact, possibly like one of those first couple of sessions, like 40 sessions ago, I was like, I don't like Micah. I don't trust him. Micah's going to screw us over. There's going to be bad things, and it's going to be Micah's fault. Finally, caught up with me. Like 70 hours later. Nor do I trust half of them, nor myself. Whole thing's a mess, and I cannot think clearly. It's because you're you're dying as well. That's not going to help. Okay. Met a real pair of, well, I don't quite know what they were. Names were so ridiculous, I won't even begin to try to remember them. But they were Greek or Latin or gibberish. Pair of twins, dead keen on insulting each other and hitting each other to impress a woman. I think one of them was called Algernon, maybe? I can't remember. Impress a woman, but this was ridiculous. I ended up being William Tell. Yep, trying to shoot the apple off the head. I think they was college boys, and guess education ain't always the answer to mankind's problems. Nice enough boys, but odd as hell. Look at the states of them. Yeah, it was the bottles on the head, not the apple, but same deal. Dutch, in his infinite wisdom, decided to shoot Leviticus Cornwall. Now, I'm not saying Cornwall did not need shooting, but I don't think it was quite our place to act as his judge and executioner. Mike and Dutch seem to be planning something. Seems like what they both want most of all is all of us dead. Got into a fight with a drunk giant with a tiny head. Yes, that's what happened. Fellow was strangling a barkeep who turned off his liquor supply. Part of some kind of circus act. The show was run by a woman, Marjorie, I think. She's missing a tiny magician. I suppose we all He's run away into the woods. Said if I saw him, I'd send him back to them. Yeah, everyone needs a tiny magician in their life, man. Absolutely. Found the little magician and reunited this odd family. Fella tried to give me the slip a few times, but in the end, seems to love each other even more than they hate each other. Or at least it was close. Want me to see their show sometime in Saint-Denis and say they'll reward me then, as they were broke now. I wonder if we'll give a review of the review. Oh, skunk. Hello. I think we may have killed the skunk by accident. Okay. Saw Eagle Flies, the chief's son again. Dutch was captivated by him, turning on all his charm and confidence and seeming like a dangerous snake. What is wrong with him? Yeah. I mean, what more can we say? It's exactly what it was like. Eagle Flies is desperate and angry. We're using that. The local regiment tormenting him and goading him into a fight. Now Dutch is in his ear. This will be a disaster. Poor old Karen has taken to the drink. Something awful. Yeah, she has. Yeah, the whoopity. I went to speak to the chief about the situation. Rainsfall, I think he was called. I helped him recover some precious things from the army. He gave me some medicine, which helped me a little. He's a man who, not so long ago, I would have found weak and pathetic, but now I see as wise, thoughtful, and sensible. I would love to help him, or at least stop Dutch pushing his son to do something real stupid. Yeah. Okay. Captain Monroe. Saw Captain Monroe again. A good man in a difficult situation. It's pretty much like Arthur. Good man in a difficult situation. This dump must seem a long way from West Point in Washington. He cares about the Indians, but he ain't too friendly with the local regiment. Helped him distribute some vaccines others were not so keen to offer about. Things went from bad to worse with the army. I was not wrong. The local regiment's colonel despised Captain Monroe and planned to destroy him. Charles and I rescued Monroe and probably ruined his life in the process. I hope he can find peace someplace. Oh no, we rescued him. We saved his life. That's not ruining a life. He will find a way. Life finds a way. God, so much I hadn't realised. After putting him on the train, I bumped into that nun, Sister Calderon, bound for Mexico. She gave me a few home truths about existing in this world and perhaps the next. Maybe I have got something to hope for. Anyway, it all sounded very pretty, and took away all the dread I'd been feeling. Oh, God, she's brilliant. I loved her so much. Sister Calderon, she's great. Oh, because he was so scared. I got really upset. He was so scared. Okay, here we go. Show was interesting to say the least. And also dreadful, but I got paid. It really was. It was really dreadful. Oh, it was really dreadful. Met a pair of fellas from a chain gang. A black fella named White, white fella named Black. They wanted to kill each other. They begged me to clear off some wanted posters for them. Collected the posters. Old White and Black weren't so innocent as they seem. Got a letter from Mary. What did I expect? What did I want? What never meant to be, and I never really was, and yet somehow, in the end, I discovered I had a heart because it was broken. Oh, you fool, you sad, deluded fool. Torn in two by different ideas of who you were, and turns out you weren't neither of them. Oh, Arthur. Oh, Arthur. Just stuck in the middle. Can't be one way, can't be 100% one way or the other. That's so difficult. Found a raving lunatic, completely raving. Took him back to a village nearby, Butcher's Creek. Something ain't right there. Some kind of village elder, Obadiah, maybe, appeared. He spoke mostly nonsense. Weird place. Something not quite right at all. Need to write that down. Beaver Hollow. Beaver Hollow. Because I could do with going back there. Okay. That'd be quite nice. Hanging Dog Ranch. So we saw Colm O'Driscoll swing. That was the fear in his eyes at the end. Because you don't have, well, or certainly I didn't have any sympathy for Colm. I wasn't like, oh no, he should be spared, everything should be fine, because, he did a lot of bad, and look what he did to Kieran. But seeing the fear in his face at the end was just, oh, it was horrible. That was really horrible. Indeed, we did the law's job for them as his boys were lined up to spring him, but we dealt with them. Dutch back to being himself, at least for a moment. Sadie like a dog with a bone, although she ain't done with them yet, I don't imagine. Wonder if this will calm Dutch down and we can get back to surviving ourselves rather than just killing them we despise. Didn't feel too much. Bastard wanted to kill me, but he didn't want to that much. And Paige, I guess I felt about the same. He weren't ever exactly my fight, really, and now my fight is real different with a different enemy, one I cannot see nor put a bullet into. That's his TB and his imminent death. That's his fight with the illness that's consuming him. Him and his boys was our fault, all right, but did we ever exist, or were we just a group of individuals, each just falling for Dutch's dumb bluster? I feel like I don't know nothing anymore. The whole life of certainties is over. Yeah. And just fall for what Dutch was spouting. My whole code that I lived and killed by, was it true? Or was there a bigger truth I was too dumb to ever see? Is there a truth? Was there an underlying? Was there more to it? Are they just pawns in Dutch's game? Saw them weird boys again with equally weird names. This time they asked me to give them a beating. I cannot even try to understand them. But I did it, That appears to be the last thing that I have. Hey! So there we go. Oh my. I hadn't realised that there was so much that I still had to read from his journal. I'm just going to, very quickly, before we finish this journal reading and get onto some game, I'm going to open up the satchel because one of you said that if we look at the documents and we look at photos, there's a photo of young Mary and Arthur together that was sent back with the ring. Look at that. Oh, wow. What a handsome, handsome man he was. Still is. But, oh, there's nothing written on the back. Look at them. Oh, they could have maybe been so happy together if Arthur wasn't torn in so many different directions. Anyway. Oh, Arthur. Right. Let's get on with the game. I will see you over in another session, which is going to be like 30 seconds from now. Okay, see you in a bit. Bye.